Well, students, good evening to all of you. So, guys, today we are going to discuss, three commissions. Out of the three commissions, we are going to discuss Indian Education Commission, one policy, National Policy on Education, and New Education Policy 2020. Okay, so these three we are going to discuss. It comes under Paper 2, Unit 3, right? Paper 2, Contemporary Indian Education. And under the Unit 3, the name of Unit 3 is Educational Committees and Commissions After Independence. Okay. It is a, lengthy one. Okay. All the things are, right? You have to keep in your mind. The best way is that some of the points are interlinked. Okay, so guys, whenever you have to start, you have to learn this. You have to learn all the committees and commissions. Okay, the same way I'm teaching to you. Okay, we will discuss Indian Education Commission 1964-66 first, second lecture National Policy on Education, and third lecture New Education Policy. So all the three lectures I'm discussing in a one lectures, one the video, you will get it, right? So I'm going to start with the New Education Commission. Acha, okay, before it, I just want to tell you, basically what you have to do in this, you only have to recommendation. You only have to learn only recommendations. Okay, whenever the long question was framed by the examiner, examiner always frames as a, write about the recommendations of Indian Education Commission, write about the recommendations of New Education Policy. So you have to give focus on the recommendations, right, guys? So first, we are going to start with the Indian Education Commission. Okay, it is also called the Kothari Commission. Why? Because Kothari Commission was set up in 1964 under the chairmanship of D.S. Kothari, Dr. D.S. Kothari. The actual name of this commission was Indian Education Commission, but it is popularly famous as a Kothari Commission after the name of its chairman. Okay, because this commission was given by the Kothari Commission, so that's why Indian Education Commission was also talked by the Kothari Commission, right? अब ये देखिए नेक्स्ट नीचे वाले सेकंड पैराग्राफ में द मेन टास्क. तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी विल स्टार्ट, व्हाट इज द नीड ऑफ दैट कमीशन, राइट? बिकॉज एवरीथिंग स्टार्ट्स विद द नीड. ओके, तो आप ये देखो, जस्ट सी दैट it was after independence. 1947 में we got independence. Okay, this commissions came in 1964 by the D.S. Kothari. Guys, on that time the education was so pathetic, right? Matlab, the education was not organized. There was no work on the primary education, secondary education, on the syllabus, on the schools. Means there were no policy on that time. बिकॉज अभी हमने ऑलरेडी 50, 14, 13, 16, 70 years before we got independence. हाँ, तो we were improving in our education system. So there was lot of, you can say that, flaws in the education system. So which matlab we had to improve. So then, this was taken by the Kothari Commission. The main task of this commission was to advise the government on the national pattern on education. On that time, 1964-66, there was no pattern of, no organized, standardized pattern of education. Okay. So he talked about the national pattern of education and on the general policies for the development of education of all the stages from primary to postgraduate. Okay, so देखो ये आज today's, when we talk about today's generation, so in today's generations they all are, they are very lucky, they got they are born with the independent India, and everything is organized. But whatever the we are getting the benefit of the education, all the credit goes to such type of personality. Dr. D.S. Kothari, Dr. Mudaliar. Yes, the name of the Mudaliar. first commission immediately after the independence came in the 1952-53. But I'm starting with the Kothari Commission that was given by the Vice Chancellor of the Madras University. This is called the Mudaliar Commission. Okay, this was a next commission. It came in 1964. So all the credit goes to these personalities. Okay, even in today we have to cover the new education policy also, which was given by the Dr. Kasturi Rangan, right, guys? So the main task of this commission was to advise the government on the national pattern of education and on the general policies for the development of education of all the stages, ranges from primary to postgraduate stage, right? I think you have come to know that, okay, what we are going to discuss, okay? So we start with the what was the need for appointment of commission 1964-66. Okay, the number first, there is a need for a comprehensive policy of education in spite of number of education committees after independence. Second is need for detailed study and expansion of education. Third is need to emphasize role of people in national development. Okay, next, need to make people aware that they have a share in the national development along with the government. Next, need for overview of educational development to create more integration between various parts and consider it as a whole, not as a fragment. And need for positive approach to the status of teacher. Yes. अब देखो, whatever the respect, whatever the salary the teacher is getting today, this was all of because of these commission from last 60-70 years, right? Need for positive approach to the status of education. The teacher community had been neglected, suffering many hardship, requiring a positive approach to the problem. Now we talk about what are the goals, objectives of commissions. Okay, so basically we have to learn goals and objectives of commission and recommendation. So these two things are important in every commission or in every policy. Okay guys, as I have already told. तो ये 4 points हैं. These are the 4 points you have to learn. Okay, what were the goals of this commission 64-66 given by the Kothari? Education for increasing productivity, education for accelerating process of modernization, education for promoting social and national integration, education for inculcation of national values. Okay, these 4 things. And for increasing the productivity, we had to make science a basic component of education and culture. मतलब तब तक till 1964-66 education was not organized, simple things are being taught, vocational educations to meet the needs of an industry for agriculture. Okay, मतलब there was no science education, there was no vocationalization. So for increasing the productivity, these things are necessary. These things were necessary. Education for an accelerating process of modernization. Adopting new method of teaching and educating people of all states of society. Okay, in order to accelerate the process of modernizations, we had to introduce on that time new methods and teaching, educating people of all states of society, establishing universities of excellence in the country. So आज जो हम in today, there are various colleges and various universities. We are getting benefit of these universities and colleges because of these all the work done by these personalities in last 50 to 70 years. And for educating, for promoting social and national integration, there is a need to introducing a common school system. उस टाइम कॉमन स्कूल सिस्टम भी नहीं था. ओके, इवन ऑन इन 1964-66 में taking steps to enrich Hindi as quickly as possible, encouraging and enabling students to participate in community living, and for inculcation of a national values, there is a need to introducing moral, social, and spiritual value, presenting before students high ideas of social justice and social service. So, guys, on that time, you can guess that how the education was pathetic. There was very education was not organized, it was not systematic, science education, vocationalizations, that was not introduced on that time. Even the basic common school system, basic structure of education was not established. Okay, so there was no standardized of a curriculum also, no syllabus. Okay, तो ऐसा था हाल, you can imagine on that time 64, 66. So that was the goals of this commission for increasing productivity, accelerating process of modernization, promoting social and national integrations, and inculcation of national values. Okay. Now we talk about the recommendation because I have already told you recommendations are most important. Okay. So 10 or 12 points and these are 10 or 12 points under comes every recommendations. So we will discuss all 10 or 12 points. Okay. Notes I have already given to you. Okay, 2-3 months before. All the notes of this, you can check the notes in your syllabus. ये देखो कोठारी commission. After this, we have to do the national policy of education, then education policy 2020. Okay, I can show you that, right, guys? ये देखिए, just you can see the notes. I have already shared with you the notes. So you have to start learning the notes from yourself. Okay, because I'm here, I'm clearing every topic. This is the full-fledged notes of the paper 2 I have already shared with you. You can see that. ये देखिए comprehensive notes of contemporary Indian and education. Okay, these are around 100 pages. Even books I have given to you. ये देखिए on a first page syllabus is given, right? This one we are done and we are doing the unit 3rd. Okay, ये सारा starting from new education policy. अब ये देखिए फिर उसके बाद on the second page I have put the syllabus, last year syllabus. ये देखो ऑब्जेक्टिव्स ऑफ इंडियन एजुकेशन कमीशन, ये देखो शॉर्ट में आंसर आया हुआ है एक तो, राइट? ओके, यानी कि 4 मार्क्स एंड दिस वन, ये देखो सेकेंडरी एजुकेशन कमीशन, ये 1952-53 आया हुआ है, आया ना क्वेश्चंस, देखो ऑलवेज आता है ये, राइट? और ये देखो यू कैन लर्न फ्रॉम, ये 6 और 7 है ना, ये देखिए यहां से ये शॉर्ट, ये देखो ऑब्जेक्टिव्स ऑफ इंडियन एजुकेशन कमीशन, एंड व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट द लॉन्ग, लॉन्ग इज द 7th वन था, है ना? आई थिंक ये 7th वन था, ये रहा, ये देखो ये 9th आ गया। ये इवन आई हैव मेड अ नोट्स इन द क्वेश्चन आंसर फॉर्म गाइस। ओके, नोबडी विल गिव यू सच टाइप ऑफ मटेरियल। ये देखिए डिस्क्राइब द ऑब्जेक्टिव्स ऑफ सेकेंडरी एजुकेशन कमीशन 52-53, 16 मार्क्स, 16 नंबर का है, ये देख लो इसको। आफ्टर दिस लेक्चर ना यू कैन लर्न फ्रॉम द नोट्स आल्सो ऑन द सेम डे। ओके, ये देखो डिस्क्राइब द ऑब्जेक्टिव्स ऑफ इंडियन एजुकेशन कमीशन विच वी आर जस्ट डिस्कसिंग। ये देखो इंडियन एजुकेशन कमीशन पॉपुलरली नोन एज ए कोठारी कमीशन, राइट? ये देखिए नीड आ गया, फिर उसके बाद रिकमेंडेशंस आ गई हैं। आफ्टर द रिकमेंडेशंस ये देखिए डिस्कस द मेजर फीचर्स ऑफ ए प्रोग्राम ऑफ एक्शन, एक और था बीच में पीओए था जो, ये देखो फिर आ गया आपका नेशनल पॉलिसी ऑन एजुकेशन 11th क्वेश्चंस, ये देखिए, राइट? ओके, ये साथ के साथ ही कर लो। अब टुडे 3 मेजर टॉपिक्स आई एम डिस्कसिंग विद यू। व्हाट यू शुड डू दैट बाय ओनली लर्निंग विद इन ए 1 hour 2 hours यू विल लर्न इट गाइस। मतलब इफ यू स्टार्ट आफ्टर 2 months ना, तो इट विल अगेन देयर इज ए नीड ऑफ, है ना, आपको समझना पड़ेगा, राइट? तो अब ये देखो साथ के साथ ही आप करते जाओ इसको, राइट गाइस? ये देखिए ऑब्जेक्टिव्स आ गए हैं, फिर उसके बाद रिकमेंडेशंस हैं, ये सारी रिकमेंडेशंस है, ये सारी। ये देखो न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी पे भी आया हुआ है, तो नेचुरली अब न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी हैव इंट्रोड्यूस, तो वो मेनी टाइम्स दिस क्वेश्चंस कम्स। ये देखो न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी के ऊपर भी है, ये फीचर्स, ये सारा का सारा बना हुआ है आपका, ठीक है? सो आई एक्सपेक्ट टू ऑल ऑफ यू गाइस, बिकॉज आई टेक अ 1 or 2 lectures in a week, so you have whole of the week to learn it. Okay, so I will guide to all of you. Do not uh, leave that and you think that you have to appear in the month of a May or June. Okay, so you will learn on that time. Trust me, on that time another work will come, so this is the best time to learn. Okay, lecture के साथ ही उसको finish कर दो। Okay, and soon I will start the test also guys। Okay, so on that time I don't want any excuse from your side। Okay, so please learn, because everything I was giving to you। Okay, I'm not giving to you books कि from the books you have to make the notes, right? Books I have given to you, notes I have given to you, PPTs I have given to you, video lessons I have given to you। Okay, so कहाँ गया हमारा, ये रहा, this one, right? Recommendations of new educations recommendations of Indian Education Commission, Kothari Commissions, right? Okay, the first is free and compulsory education. Okay, what was the first recommendation of this commission? Free and compulsory education. Effort should be made for the early fulfillment of directive principle of Article 45. Okay, we are finished with the article, na? Article 14 and 45. What was Article 14 and 55? Sorry, what was the article of Article 45? Article 45 talks about the free and compulsory education to every child of this country from the age of 6 to 14. Okay, guys? From the age of 6 to 14. Okay? So इसको मैं क्लियर कर लूं पहले, ये क्लियर हो गया, ठीक है? आप kindly, you don't, no need to touch the mouse, guys, okay? Because class is a live and you all are connected with the Zoom meeting. Okay, if you touch your mouse and others, now the same thing is coming here. So just, see the lectures, okay? And you can note it, okay? Later on, we will discuss that, right? And for the free and compulsory education, program should be developed to reduce the prevailing wastage and stagnation in schools. Yes, to ensure universal enrollment. On that time, guys, there was a less enrollment. Okay, so there is a need to work on this part also. Next recommendations of Kothari Commissions या Indian Education Commission is a language policy. Production of a books and literature, particular scientific and technical in regional languages. Regional languages to be made language of administration for the regions. The mother tongue or the regional languages. English language to serve as a link language in higher education for academic work and intellectual intercommunications. Hindi to serve as the link language and spread of a Hindi in non-Hindi areas. Okay. Next आ गया education for democracy. There is a need to promotion of a programs of adult education. अब बहुत सारे adults थे, है ना, they were illiterate. Okay, there is a need to start the adult education program so that they can become the literate. Expanding secondary and higher education and providing equal opportunities for all the children of merit and promise, irrespective of economic status, caste, religion, sex, or place of a residence. Right? Development of a scientific mind and scientific outlook. So how it is possible? By introducing the science education. Okay. Education for social, moral, and spiritual values. Means in a education, there should be a social, moral, and spiritual values. Okay. So hamara, whatever our is education system, guys, you have seen that our education goes with the society and it should go with the society actually. Right? Because now we have come to know that. You have seen that, 30, 40 years before, 20, 30 years before, okay, the syllabus was so old, okay, and the new technology, new things were coming, okay, so there should be a education for social, moral, and spiritual values. Okay, next, center and state government should adopt measures to introduce education in moral, social, and spiritual value in all the institutions under their local authority control based on recommendation of a University Education Commission and the Committee on Religions and Moral Instructions. Okay. Next, education for social and national integrations. Yes, there should be a for two nations, three, all the nations should integrate. But means education should be a such type. There should be a feeling of national integrations, international integrations. ये देखो, ये दोनों पॉइंट कवर हो गए. एजुकेशन फॉर इंटरनेशनल अंडरस्टैंडिंग. School should promote international outlook. Now you are looking now what is happening, because in many of the schools, children go to the school of other country and other country students comes in our country, right? Because of promotion of the international outlook. Common school system. All right, there should be a common school system, must be open to all the children irrespective of caste, creed, community, and economic of a social status. It should maintain a good standard of education in order to meet the needs of average parents. Okay, school education system 10 plus 2 plus 3 system, वो देखो तब आया था, right? And age of admission to class 1 ordinarily not be less than 6. First public examination to come at the end of a 10 years of schooling. Next recommendation is a science education. I have already told you, Hana, there should be a science education in order to make the scientific outlook of the student. Work experience, बहुत ही important point है, very important. Work experience means must be introduced as an integral part of all education. It has the following benefit. It bridges the gap between intellectual and manual work. It will decrease the over academic nature of a formal education. बड़ा अच्छा point है, very good point. It will make the entry of a youth into the world of work and employment easier by enabling them to adjust themselves to it. And next is vocationalization. There should be a vocationalization in education so that when the any education, any student, any child finishes the school education, he should be trained with any of the skill. Okay. So with the help of a vocationalization, when we, inculcate, when we attach vocationalization, insert the vocationalization into the education system, so then it is possible. Okay, guys. Teacher status. Yes, on that time, the status was teacher was not, good. Okay, they were given a very less salary, and there was a government of India should lay down for the school stage minimum scale of pay for teachers and assist the state and union territory to adopt equivalent to or higher scales to suit their conditions. Naturally, बात है, if the teachers are paid good, so definitely he will teach better to the students, at least so that the amount should be paid to the teacher, so that उसका जो फैमिली है ये सारा एक बेटर वे में वो भी अपना यू नो गुजारा कर सके. टीचर एजुकेशन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. टीचर एजुकेशन, ये कोठारी कमीशन था. इट वाज ड्यू टू द कोठारी कमीशन देयर वाज वर्क ऑन द टीचर एजुकेशन. Guys, you are doing the B.Ed now. I'm taking your lecture. Do you know B.Ed or M.Ed? That programs come under the teacher education. Okay, this program. So teacher education means, मतलब teacher education program should be improved. New professional courses new professional courses should come in the education system. Right? School education curriculum. For the improvement of a school curriculum, research should be undertaken by university departments of education, training colleges, state institute of education, board of school education. मतलब in order to improve the school education curriculum, अब now you have the curriculum in your hand. 6th class curriculum, 7th class, 8th class, 9th class. Guys, have you thought, how much work is done by the all the personalities on to improve the school curriculum, right? तो ये सारे के सारे पॉइंट से आपके न्यू एजुकेशन, इंडियन एजुकेशन सिस्टम के या कोठारी कमीशंस के. ओके गाइस, recommendations of Indian Education Commissions and Kothari Commissions. Okay, we are done with the goals and objectives and recommendations. Okay, now we are going to discuss National Policy on Education 1986, objectives and recommendations. Okay, next topic is National Policy on Education. One of the prominent policy on education is the National Policy on Education, which was framed in 1986 and modified in 1992. The policy conceived a democratic system of education, which implies that up to given level, all students, irrespective of caste, creed, location, or sex, have access to education of a comparative quality. It is also called the NPE 1986. Right? Well, for your knowledge, I just want to tell you, after the 1986, just we have got another policy on educations. Now you are aware of that. New education policy 2020. Okay, matlab you can see that how much we are behind from other countries after 33 years or 34 years. We got a new education policy. Do you think that all the world or everything was changing after 6 months, after 1 year? Okay, and we are getting the national educations 2020 after this education policy. Maybe शायद कोई एक दो आई थी बीच में. I don't think that. Okay, इससे पहले थी 1968 में. Okay, new education policy came in 1968, but that is not your syllabus. But in 1986, after the 1986 new policy on educations, we have just got 2020 new education policy after 33 years. Okay, because actually now even the government also couldn't work on the education. Right? Now they have come to know that if we have to develop our country, we have to work on our education system. Guys, you won't believe that. Even in India, we have a lack of good teachers. Do you know that? Yes, lack of good teachers. We always excuse, we always play the blame game. Okay. We always put the, blame on the student. Student is naughty, student is not good, student is not working. And in reality, do you know, I want to tell you that not even a single student, single child is weak on this planet. I'm not talking about India, even on the planet. Right? Child is never ever weak. Please remove that label from your mind. Right? Student's child is born genius. All the children are genius. Not even a single child is weak. Always weak is teacher. Always. Yes. Research says that. Maybe teacher is weak in the teaching method. Teacher is weak in the behavior. Teacher is weak in the curriculum. Teacher doesn't do the B.Ed or M.Ed and he has started teaching to the students. Teacher never gone through these teacher methodology courses. Okay. Yes. When you go into the deep now, you will come to know that teachers are the persons. Students are always genius. Okay. To become a teacher, you should have sound knowledge of educational psychology, educational philosophy, education, teaching learning process. Okay, if you're not aware of these teaching methodology and you have started teaching in the class, do you know that when we start teaching in the class, for example, you have to teach any of the topic and you start coming in the class and say to the student, guys, today we are going to discuss this topic and you have named that topic. Do you know that after, naming the topic, basically you are the person who have killed the reasoning power of the student. Student couldn't develop the reasoning power. Why? Because of your teaching method, pathetic teaching method. You don't know, how to, you know, uh, arouse the learning power of the student. You have to prepare some of the questions. You have to put in front of the student after coming in the class. Okay. And trust me, student will give the answer. If student is near the answer, then you should say to your topic, guys, my dear students, today I'm going to discuss this topic in detail. Okay, it is one skill to introduce the topic. This is a skill. Teaching is also a skill. In a 30-minute lecture, okay, do not think that us only just learn from the book and start teaching in front of the student. Nahi. In a 30 minutes, there is a need of, teacher requires 20, 15, 10 teaching skills. And one skills I have just discussed with you. This is called the skill of introducing the lesson. If you do not know the skill of introducing the lesson, so you know what happens? One, I have told you, you are the person who have killed the reasoning power of the student. You didn't give the space to the student to reason that. आगे ना समझ? तो guys, teachers are the nation builder. ऐसा ही नहीं कहा जाता. Why the teachers are the nation builders? Teachers are the nation builders. You can check any of the country who is developed. You can see the role of the teacher, right? I have a lot of a research paper, okay, on this. Now we are discussing about goals objectives of NPE, National Policy of Education 1986. अब इसके गोल्स क्या थे? टू प्रमोट नेशनल प्रोग्रेस, टू इंप्रूव इट्स क्वालिटी एट ऑल स्टेजेस. ठीक है? टू प्रमोट डेमोक्रेसी, सेक्युलरिज्म, removal of social barriers and inculcation of a scientific temper. Education should foster among students an understanding of the diverse culture and social characteristics of the people. देयर शुड बी ए मिनिमम लेवल ऑफ लर्निंग। यूनिवर्सलाइजेशन, देखो बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है, यूनिवर्सलाइजेशन ऑफ ए प्राइमरी एजुकेशन, total literacy, adult education, to establish network between different institutions in the country so as to facilitate research and development. And same, we discuss the recommendations. Okay. देखो all round development. Do you know the what is the modern aim of education? Sana, I have told you in the lecture. The modern aim of education is to all round development of the student. Okay, to development the personality of the student, it should be the goal of the teacher. Whenever you have to enter into the class, you have to, in your mind, you have to develop the overall personality of the student. Yes, harmonious personality. ये नहीं है ओनली यू नो द ओनली पर्टिकुलर लेसन एंड यू गो इनटू द क्लास और उसको पढ़ाया और भूल गए, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता, राइट? अरे ऐसे पढ़ाओ, द वे यू हैव टू टीच, नोबडी कैन फॉरगेट यू। ओके, ऐसा पढ़ाओ, आप ये कहो कि ओके गाइस आई एम गोइंग टू टीच यू, और आप इसको भूल के बताओ, राइट? ऐसे पढ़ाना होता है, उसको बोलते हैं प्राउड टीचर, राइट? ऑल राउंड डेवलपमेंट, ये देखो दैट वाज द रिकमेंडेशन ऑफ एनपी 1986। ऑल राउंड डेवलपमेंट मींस डेवलपमेंट ऑफ intellectual development, physical development, aesthetic development, moral development, all types of a development. There should be a harmonious development among the students. It should be the goal of the teacher, right? All round development. Have you even thought you are what you are doing in your schools, institutions, and you know what you are doing, that you are putting the material into the mind of the student, making the student as a robot? Have you even thought after the 10th class, okay, what you are giving to the society, what you are giving to the students, you are make robot to the student, or only you are working on a one aspect, intellectual development? Getting the 96-97% marks is not the criteria, okay, to have, you have achieved the all round development. Do you know that in how many areas student is behind, even he has got the 96-97% marks? So that was the objective of recommendations of National Policy of Education. There should be a all-round development. There is a need of a introduce of various programs, science education, work experience. ये देखो work experience. Do you know that work experience? क्या होता है work experience? What is experiential learning? Okay, work with hand, right? Vocationalization of secondary education, technical and management education, mass media, ये सारी चीजें हम अभी न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसीज 2020 we will discuss now. So every point is has elaborated over there. Department of a human resource and manpower development of a human resource or manpower. हमें we have to produce skilled students, guys. Okay, education should aim at the development of a manpower or human resource for fitting into the different level of the national economy. Okay, if we are teaching to the student and we are not giving training to the student, okay, and we are lacking these all the points, so basically such kind of a student, matlab, they are the liability on the nation, guys. Okay, we have to make them skilled. Are who will make the skilled? We are the teacher. This is our responsibility, right? उनको skilled बनाना है. आपका बीएड का सिलेबस है, माई रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी 7 के 7 सब्जेक्ट्स के आपको पढ़ाना है, आपको अच्छे से करवाना है, आपके दिमाग में डालना है, टेस्ट लेना है, परफेक्ट करना है मई जून से पहले पहले, राइट? ये वैल्यू सिस्टम है ये. ओके, आई हैव टू अचीव इट. So similarly, when you will become the teacher, you have to keep in your mind, right? The student, the work is more important, okay, for you instead of any other work. Cultivating moral and ethical values, right? International cooperation and peaceful existence. ये वही वाला point आ गया 1964-66 वाला. Okay, some points are the same points. Okay, you can take from 1964-66 and fit into the new education policy in NP 1986. Next recommendation of a NP is the national system of education. Guys, ये देखो, this is a 10 plus 2 plus 3 system ना. It was introduced by, NPE, and also introduced a national curricular framework. It means in all the nations, there should be a same curriculum. Okay. आगे आप पढ़ो जरा. Education for equality. Give me a second. Education's curriculum framework. Education for equality, promotion of peace and understanding among nations, understanding of a culture and social system, promotion of national pride, promotion of a link and other languages, promotion of a inter-regional mobility, national support for implementing programs, and lifelong education. Make the educations lifelong education, right? From the birth to till death, right? Means education should not be finished. It should according to the time. What is happening in the time, what is happening in the society, you have to teach to the student. Next recommendation is education for equality, right? Women education. ये देखो, national policy of education, they worked a lot of work on the women education also. On that time now, up to the 1986, nobody was giving emphasis on the women education. Okay, and today also, guys, I have a one point in my mind. We are ignoring one other class also. This is called the like handicapped class, special educations. We are ignoring that. Do you know that who are visually impaired, who are handicapped? We are ignoring that. Even teachers, I have seen that they are ignoring that. Huh. So civil and this policy worked on the. So please, I request to all of the students, don't, put the mouse, okay? Because just see the lessons, okay? Women education, NP stressed the changing status of a woman and hence it emphasized linear expansion of a women education. Okay, and this NPE also worked education for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, education of minorities, education of the handicapped. Next, strengthening the national institutions. National institutions कौन कौन सी हैं? UGC, NCERT, AICT, IMS will be strengthened to enable them to give shape to the national system of educations to cope up with the emerging demands of the nation. Okay, UGC na University Grant Commission, who gives the affiliations to all the universities, right? NCERT, you are aware of that, National Educational Research and Training, ठीक है? And AICT, All India, ये हैगा AICTE, हाँ, it is the apex body of the, you can say, the technical courses. AICT, IMS means everything have the apex body ना, right? Councils हैं basically ये, right? National Council for Education Research and Training, SCERT भी था, इसमें कुछ points हैं, okay? So you can see from the notes also, SCERT also, ICI, CBSC, ICSC, right? ये सारे के सारे, AICT, All India Council for Technical Education है ये, ठीक है? It is the apex body of all the technical courses. ये मेडिकल की काउंसिल है शायद, इंडियन मेडिकल काउंसिल, राइट? तो ये दीज ऑल आर द नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशंस, और इनको स्ट्रेंथन करने का वर्क वाज डन बाय द नेशनल पॉलिसी ऑफ एजुकेशन 86. हायर एजुकेशन, autonomous colleges will be helped to develop in large number of until the affiliating system is placed by a free and more creative association university with colleges. Courses and programs will be redesigned to meet the demand. Teachers' performance will be systematically assessed. ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी एंड डिस्टेंस लर्निंग, ये देखो, दिस वाज इरा ऑफ 19 आफ्टर द 1986. यू हैव सीन दैट ना मेनी ओपन यूनिवर्सिटीज एंड डिस्टेंस एजुकेशंस, है ना? डू यू नो दैट? इवन आई नो दैट आफ्टर 1995, है ना, आई वी हैव सीन दैट many distance education courses have launched, है ना? You have seen that how it happened because of the national policy on educations. Okay, ये देखो, द इंदिरा गांधी नेशनल ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी एस्टेब्लिश इन 1985 because of a recommendation of this, right? The management of education should be at national level, state level, at a district level, right? देन recommend next recommendation is evaluation process and examination reform. ये देखो, ये हमारा थर्ड फेस ऑफ टीचिंग आ गया, पोस्ट एक्टिव फेस। ओके, देखा ना, अब टीचिंग की नॉलेज थी तो ये मतलब वी कैन इजिली कैन अंडरस्टैंड इट। ओके, तो ऑल द थ्री टॉपिक्स आर इंटर रिलेटेड। इवेल्युएशन प्रोसेस एंड एग्जामिनेशन रिफॉर्म, राइट? तो दिस इज अ post active, all the points are the post active phase. Okay guys, so we are done with the national policy on education. Okay, next is new education policy 2020, which we have recently got, right? New education policy 2020. So there is a one department under the government of India, guys, isko note kar lo, the name of a department is MHRD. ठीक है, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ ह्यूमन रिसोर्स एंड डेवलपमेंट। ऑल अवर एजुकेशन सिस्टम इन इंडिया, okay, education system is divided majorly in the two parts. Okay, one is called school education, that comes from up to the 12th class, right, up to the plus 2. After the plus 2 na, it is called the higher education. Okay, one is school education, one is higher education. दोनों के मिनिस्टर अलग अलग होते हैं। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, यू आर पुटिंग इन दी पंजाब, तो इन पंजाब, school education minister is a different, higher education minister is different. You are putting him in the Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, kahin pe bhi hai, so there is a ministers of school education and higher education. So it comes under the MHRD, Ministry of Human Resource and Development. But in the present scenario, present government changed the name MHRD to Ministry of Education. Okay, अब now the name is Ministry of Education. Under the Ministry of Education, one school education and one higher education comes. All the educations in India is, you can say, categorized in the part up to the plus 2 comes under the school education, and after the plus 2 it comes under the higher educations. Okay guys, डॉक्टर कस्तूरी रंगन, ये नेम आपने याद रखना है। ही वॉज द चेयरमैन ऑफ द नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी 2020। ओके, 2021 में ये लॉन्च हो गई थी, राइट? डॉक्टर कस्तूरी रंगन, ही वाज द चेयरमैन ऑफ न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी 2020। बहुत ही बढ़िया है, राइट? तो वी विल डिस्कस व्हाट द स्टेप्स टेकन टू improve the school education as well as higher education by this policy. Okay, so first of all, we will discuss the school education, what the improvements development has done under recommendation has given by the Dr. Kasturi Rangan for the school education. Then we will do the higher educations. Okay guys, तो ये first आपको you have to remember क्या है? 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4, this pattern keep in your mind, right? Till today, what is the pattern in your mind? 10 plus 2 plus 3 system, 10, 10 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3 system, 15 years की graduations है, right? Now this is a new pattern of under the school education introduced, 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. Okay, 5, the meaning of 5 years, it is called the foundation stage. Next आ गया 3 years is called the preparatory stage. Next 3 is called the middle stage, and 4th is called the secondary stage. Okay, you have to remember, yes, foundation, preparatory, middle and secondary. Okay, now we understand, okay, all the stages starting from 5, फिर 3, फिर 3, फिर 4. Okay, number 1 is a foundation stage. Okay, this policy recommends that child will enter into the school education system at the age of 3. Got it? Means, according to the new education policy 2020, you have to put your child into the school education system at the age of a 3. And what will happen ahead? क्या होगा? First 3 years, it was under Anganwadi and preschool system. This is called the playway system. So when your child will enter into the school system in the age of a 3. Got it? Up now, student, your child has entered into this school system, okay, and his or her age was 3. What will happen? 3 years स्कूल है, ये स्कूल है, क्या करेगा 3 years? First 3 years child will only play. Yes, he will play with the sands, रेत, he will, है ना, sands का बनाते हैं ना वो, he will play with the sands, he will play with the any activities, okay, all the activities, okay, he will play like in the playway school, okay, all the 3 years. तो आंगनवाड़ी और ये प्री स्कूल सिस्टम इट इज कॉल्ड, राइट? अब 3 + 3, योर चाइल्ड हैज, द एज ऑफ योर चाइल्ड इज 6, ओके, एंड नेक्स्ट +2 व्हाट विल, आफ्टर 2 years, यानी आफ्टर द 3 years, then next 2 years, 3 + 2, ये जो 5 year system है ना, फाउंडेशन स्टेज, it is divided into the two part. One is called 3 year, one is called 2 year. First 3 year your child will play only, and उसके बाद आफ्टर दैट 2 years your child will enter into the class first and second. वो नर्सरी, प्री नर्सरी, एलकेजी, एमकेजी सब खत्म हो गया, राइट? देयर इज ए नो एलकेजी, एमकेजी, प्री नर्सरी वगैरह, ओके। अब यहाँ पे एज आप काउंट करते रहना, ओके, चाइल्ड की क्या एज होगी अपने आप ही, राइट, ओके। तो यहाँ पे यानी कि 3 year में चाइल्ड विल एंटर, और 5 year का फाउंडेशन स्टेज अप टू दी 8, ओके। 8 year में 3 years ही विल प्ले, 2 year क्लास 1 और क्लास 2, तो सेकंड क्लास उसने कंप्लीट कर लिया एट द एज ऑफ 5 + 3 8, ठीक है। अब व्हाट विल हैपन द फर्स्ट 3 year, ये देखो सेकंड पॉइंट, इन ए फर्स्ट 3 year चाइल्ड विल प्ले ओनली. Child will play with the sands, child will play with the other activities like you see in the playway schools. And second year, next 2 years, in a 2 years, your child will be promoted to the first and second class without exams and any kind of pressure. देख लो, ठीक है? There will be no exam up to the class 2. Your child, even any of the child in the country, no need to give the exam in the class 1 and class 2. He will be promoted in the class 1 and class 2 according to the new education policy. There will be a no exam. See the number 4. Okay. Because guys, Kasturi Rangan has seen that when the student come back, when the children come back from the school, आपने देखा कभी छुट्टी होती है तो वो ऐसे भागे आते हैं बच्चे जैसे कैद में से निकले हो. Have you seen it now? Right? Actually, this was taken care by the Kasturi Rangan. कि when the children of a first class and second class, when they come back from the school, all of they come by weeping, रो रहे होते हैं, चिल्ला रहे होते हैं, and they are coming that जैसे कोई जेल में से निकल के आए हैं. Right? He thought that कि school should not be a jail. Right? So every children should like the school. मतलब he or she should have in the mind, I have to go to the school. Ask from your children जो छोटे हैं, 3-4 साल के हैं, भाई स्कूल जाना है, ऑलवेज दे विल से दैट नहीं स्कूल की छुट्टी है ना? राइट? सो नो एग्जाम होगा, ओके, एंड टीचर शुड हैव ए प्रॉपर क्वालिफिकेशंस टू टीच आंगनवाड़ी एंड प्री स्कूल सिस्टम. तो up to the class 2 there was no exams, okay. नेक्स्ट आ गया प्रेपरेटरी स्टेज, 3 years. चाइल्ड विल एंटर इनटू द थर्ड क्लास. अब थर्ड में तो जाएगा ना, सेकंड क्लास ही हैज क्लियर्ड इन, ये देखो लास्ट में क्लास 1 and 2 इन ए 5 year फाउंडेशन स्टेज में, ओके. नाउ ही विल एंटर इनटू द थर्ड, फोर्थ एंड फिफ्थ सिस्टम. दिस इज कॉल्ड द प्रेपरेटरी स्टेज, ओके. तो हियर the child, the student will clear the third to fifth class. Naturally third, fourth और fifth आएगी. And in third, fourth, fifth, again, there was no 100% theoretical paper. There was a activity and study. देखो, yes, एग्जाम का टीचरों ने कैसे डराया होता था बच्चों को. एग्जाम होंगे, बच्चे डर जाते थे, प्रेशर में आ जाते थे. कस्तूरी रंगन ने एग्जाम्स ही नहीं रखे फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड में, राइट? और थर्ड अप टू द फिफ्थ क्लास देयर वाज ए एक्टिविटी एंड स्टडी. मदर टंग लैंग्वेज में नेशनल जो भी लैंग्वेज है, वर्नाकुलर लैंग्वेज, उसमें भी पढ़ा सकते हो, इंग्लिश में भी पढ़ा सकते हो, ठीक है। थर्ड आ गया मिडिल स्टेज अप टू द 3 इयर्स। अब फिफ्थ क्लास आपका स्टूडेंट, आपका बच्चा पास कर चुका है। चाइल्ड विल एंटर इनटू द सिक्स सेवंथ एट्थ क्लास अंडर मिडिल एज। तो व्हाट विल हैपन इन द सिक्स टू एट्थ क्लास? देखो सिक्स में ही इंट्रोड्यूस हो गया कोडिंग, वोकेशनल, टेक्निकल, मैथ, साइंस एंड आर्ट्स। दिस इज द वे गाइज, राइट। अब नाउ यू विल feel the proud कि when you know any of the student clears the class 10th, so he, that particular student will, you know, is going from the school but having some skills, so that he can earn his bread and butter, right? अब now ये क्या हो रहा था पुराना, after 10th they don't have any knowledge. Do you know that? Now, you know, from the previous policies, मतलब after 10th, you know, mostly student, they think that in which field they have to go. आप ये देखें. And do you know that when you count the expenses from the nursery class to 10th class, मतलब 18-20 लाख रुपया कम से कम एवरी हर पेरेंट्स का खर्च हो चुका होता है, आप ये देखो। और आफ्टर 10th प्रोडक्ट क्या निकल के आ रहा है, आप ये देखो क्या निकाल रहे हैं हम प्रोडक्ट। तो दिस होल थिंग्स वाज टेकन केयर बाय द कस्तूरी रंगन। ओके, आई नो दैट ऑन दैट टाइम, you know, newspaper mein it came in the newspaper, if any of the educator wants to give the suggestions, I have also sent the, I know that, sent some suggestions. Okay, तो 8 month suggestions ली गई and after that ये policy तैयार की गई, right? It is a very good policy. तो student will learn, introduce coding, vocational systems, yes, he can earn the vocation, होना भी यही चाहिए। The purpose of a school is to make the student technical so that after the 10th class plus 2 class, he should earn bread and butter, like in the, you know, foreign schools. Fourth class guys आ गया secondary stage. अब now this year is a 4 years, 9th 10th plus 1 plus 2, ठीक है, 9th to plus 2 class, no stream, no board exam। ये देखो बोर्ड एग्जाम्स और ये ऐसी प्रेशर डाला हुआ था स्टूडेंट के ऊपर, राइट। इंट्रोड्यूस सेमेस्टर सिस्टम, मल्टीपल सब्जेक्ट, डेवलपिंग क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग स्किल्स। ये देखो, हैव यू एवर थॉट, हैव यू एवर वर्कड ऑन क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग स्किल ऑफ द स्टूडेंट? ये क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग स्किल्स क्या होता है? यू हैव टू डेवलप। अरे आप तो इनफैक्ट टीचर्स तो कई लेसन डाल डाल के माइंड ही उसका ब्लॉक कर देते हैं उसका, तो वो रीजनिंग पावर ही खत्म हो जाती है उन बच्चों की। यू नाउ दिस, यू नो, many schools they have started with this policy, right? Developing critical thinking skills. Up now this up to this slide was the, you know, development of the school education. Now we talk about the higher education. Okay, after plus 2, you know, graduation would be of the 4 years. Till today graduation was of the 3 years. Now the new education policy introduced the graduation of the 4 years, and ये देखो just see the star, multiple entry exit होगा। ओके, अब टिल टुडे क्या था, इफ एनी ऑफ द स्टूडेंट लीव्स द फर्स्ट ईयर और सेकंड ईयर, ओके, एंड ही कुडंट कंप्लीट द थर्ड ईयर, he was not called as a graduated. Okay, मतलब there was a one condition ना कि all student has to give the 3 years, whole of the 3 years, only then the degree and diploma will be awarded to the student. Okay, but now under this policy, under this education system, okay, if the student leaves the college after 1 year, he will be awarded as a certificate. After 2 years, if he leaves due to any problem, due to any financial problem and other problems, he leaves that, he will get the diploma. 3 years में he will get the degree. 4 year में he will get the degree of research. So there is a multiple entry and exit. Okay, now what is happening? You know, 2 years. And you know, when the student goes into the third year due to the financial problem and other problems, okay, hospitalizations or any of the problem, he couldn't complete the third year, uski last other classes bhi khatam ho jati thi, right? Now at least he will get the certificate, diploma and degree, right? अब आ गया पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन। पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन इज ए 1 year of a 2 years, 1 year for those who have, after 3 year it will be of 2 years like in this, and after 4 year, if I have completed the 4 year of a degree, so then only the post graduation is of 1 year, ठीक है ना, बिकॉज ये पॉलिसी अब आई है ना। तो आप ये मान के चलो आने वाले 8 10 12 सालों के बाद, है ना, 12 सालों के बाद जो भी है, whosoever will do the graduation, और for those children graduation will be of 4 years, है ना, पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन 1 year और 2 years, ओके। एमफिल डिसकंटिन्यू हो गई है, पीएचडी ऑफ 4 years। अब मेजर हाइलाइट्स ऑफ ए नेशनल पॉलिसी ऑफ एजुकेशन 2020। Now the government has decided, this education policy has given that there should be a expenses of a 6% on the education of the total GDP। ये होता है ना, ग्रोस डोमेस्टिक प्रोडक्ट, है ना, मतलब टोटल हमारी जीडीपी है जो इंडिया की, एटलीस्ट 6% शुड बी invested on the education. Earlier it was 3%. No language barrier, study in the regional language till 5th standard, multidisciplinary education. Up there will be no single college. You have seen the na, many of the colleges they are running as a single building, so that all will be vanished, right? So there should be a multidisciplinary education. Means if any of the person has to start the college, he should have the multiple courses like nursing courses, law courses, education courses, BA, MA, right? So such kind of a multidisciplinary education, multidisciplinary colleges should be there. Vocational education, multiple entry and exit, digitalization, introduce new teaching method, techniques, frameworks. And school fee, it was decided by the government, standardized by the government. Okay, no institutions, okay, can go by himself or herself. Okay, it was decided by the government, standardized by the government, and every school in this country have to follow it. There should be collaborations with the foreign universities also. स्पेशल डिपार्टमेंट्स बनाए जाएंगे रिजल्ट, सैलरी, स्कॉलरशिप के लिए। रिजल्ट, अब ये देखो रिजल्ट, जस्ट सी द रिजल्ट ऑफ द स्टूडेंट, यानी कि मार्क्स आर गिवन टू द स्टूडेंट्स ऑन द बेस ऑफ सेल्फ असेसमेंट बाय फ्रेंड्स एंड टीचर्स, बाय आस्किंग फ्रॉम डियर फ्रेंड्स एंड टीचर्स, मीन्स बिहेवियर, दे विल कम टू नो द बिहेवियर ऑफ द स्टूडेंट। Self-assessment marks, then the marks will be given, and expansion of education up to the 2040, every institution in this country, malab they have to make the multidisciplinary education, right? So okay guys, thank you so much about this policies also. So today we have covered all the three: Indian Education Commission 1964-66, National Policy on Education, and New Education Policy, right? And notes I have already given to you. So thank you so much for this lecture. Thanks guys once again.